like whenever you're just texting, I'm the header. I get bread like a shredder, ain't a thing. Trying to get my range up, not be famous. From the hood, so can you blame us? I need my change up. I've been running out of favor. I can't save them. Hit my line and I might hang up. I can't save her. Where you at with it? They be average. In my bag with it. Can you handle it? They be trying to stop my moves, but I'm too slippery. I look up and I look down and I see only me. Look at me ballin'. Look at me ballin'. I shoot my shot and it go when you know it's flawless. Look at me ballin'. Look at me ballin'. I gave my number to the bag and now it's callin'. Look at me ballin'. Look at me ballin'. I shoot my shot and it go when you know it's flawless. Look at me ballin'. Look at me
8 pounds. My camera went my camera not straight. Oops. Those ones burn. Ah. Hi, Kenrick. Hi, Liam. Fit perspective. I can give you 10 push-ups. I've been doing push-ups all day. Every morning I do push-ups. You want just 10? That's all you want? I'll give you 10. Please, what is 10 push-ups? 10 push-ups so easy for me. I've done like 25 push-ups already. I see 10, just 10. Just 10. Oops. Just give them 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6. You want a 10? Want a 10 push-ups? If you want me to crack, ask me for 50, okay? 50, I'm a crack. 10, no. 20, no. Let's hold the plank. It's not the sexiest move, but it's one of those holistic exercises. Do the side plank. I'm trying to get one of this. Forward plank. Ooh. Ooh, bones cracking.
Switch.
No.
Switch.
Let's make it a little more challenging. Ooh. Hi Zilla, Zita Lopez in the house. Stretch feels so good over here. Ooh. Hey you. Hi Milton. Ooh. Hello from London, darling. Is it still raining in London? It's been raining since December. I love that stretch. Let me grab my yoga block. So I'm gonna try. I'm not very good at this one, so I'm kind of trying my body. Sometimes you support yourself with a yoga block. And you're training the muscles. I could possibly do a 180, but this muscle right here is not ready for that. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And this at the end. So with that one, you gotta be careful. Stretching these muscles, man. Ooh. You gotta learn how to squat. This is a sign of youth. Ooh. These bandas right here. Ooh, they burn. These ones are tough. Ooh, ooh. Ah. It's already spring. Lucky you. It's already spring here. Even my nails are springy. Oh, such a beautiful morning. Thanks guys for joining me. Today I did 55 minutes and then I came from a run. So I usually do my stretching and my weights after I run in the morning. So now it's time for me to go read a book. What's your morning like? What's your morning like? Maybe we can... I'm trying to figure out the best schedule for us because I usually have to run in the morning, do exercise, and I like going live because I'm building this channel. We are building it together, so always thank you for coming in. We always want to encourage people to take care of their mental health. You know, the first domino that comes out when you're taking care of your mental health is to take care of your body through good nutrition, exercise, and drinking water. Those three will get you ahead of the game, ahead of the 99%, right? That puts you up in the top 1%. Just taking care of your body, right? Because you will look at your age group and you will see a lot of people are not taking care of your body, of the body. They're drinking, you know, they're doing a lot of things, taking lots of sugar, all these small things that you can do. Naji, I work out every morning, day, and then smoke a backwood. No, don't smoke. You're erasing. Smoking is really not good for your lungs. And your lungs, when you're working out, you need your lungs to breathe at maximum capacity. I used to smoke weed. I stopped once I realized it's not good for the brain. Man, I think I'm addicted to exercise now because I can't leave a fucking rubber band alone. I gotta just bother it. Okay, let me show you something about smoking. that I usually show people. So this thing right here is one of those burning essence, like you burn essence with this, and so when you burn, it smokes, like there's a lot of smoke that comes here and it collects. And I want you to see, let me put this in a better place where you can see. And I want you to see what smoke does to your lungs, okay? When you smoke, you see this, maybe you don't see this gunk. You see this gunk? It's soot, right? It collects here, all this gunk. It's thick. All this gunk right here, okay? This goes to your lungs, okay? This gunk right here is coating your lungs. This is tar. Okay, this is tar. When I realized what was happening to my lungs, like all this gunk, this blackness right here, like when I realized that that is going into my lungs, I decided I'm going to stop, right? I'm going to stop smoking. Now, granted, smoking is a very, very difficult thing to do, to stop. But you know what I did? This is what I did. I told myself, instead of smoking like 15 puffs a day, I'm going to try to do 5. And I reduced from 15 to 10 to 5 to 3 times a day. And I went from smoking 3 times a day to 2 times a day to 1 time to no time a day, right? I skipped that 1 day. It took me a long time, right? And then from smoking once a day, I tried to go 2 days. Then I tried to go 3 days. When I went a whole day, it was a big win for me. Then when I went 3 days, I knew, okay, this one I can beat. It's only a matter of time. Now it's been years since I smoked, right? And I try not to even put this like this. I try not to burn this every week, like, or every day. I'll burn it if like I feel like my home is smelling a little bit stuffy. You know I'm a mental health coach, Naji. Stop joking with me. You know I'm a mental health coach. You know when you say smoking, I will be up all on your business. Okay? You know, don't come here to insult me because we won't live here for long. Okay, the sun. Oh, the sunrise. The sun is rising. You see? It's because of these blindfolds, and when I put my camera right here, oh, right now it's not. It was kind of like putting. Good morning. Morning, my darling Cornelius. Josh in the house. Pico side. Like Jedida in the house. Love to see you. Yeah, tell them to subscribe, to like. No one can clean your lungs for you. You know, lungs are very precious, that it's very hard to get a lung transplant. Like, you don't, body parts are very expensive. very, muy expensive. Like nobody's out there trying to give you body parts. So take care of yours. My darling, I'm doing good. It's a morning. Just done with my workout. Trying to make some tea. Hi, James. My agenda, I'm making some tea, then I go read, right? Then I go read. You know, if you really want to cleanse your lungs, you need to go for a run, right? You need to go running. Go running. A lot of you are being deceived by modern medicine. You're being told if you can just take one pill, if you can just take one thing, that it will be fine. This body responds to exercise and water and good nutrition. That's your medicine. There are no remedies for your lungs other than fresh air that comes from you running and training your body, right? If you can do it in high altitude, best. Cold, high altitude, that will train your lungs, okay? It will train your lungs. Go to Colorado, you know, the altitude there is high, and run, okay? And run there. You know, when football teams, they go to Colorado to fight, they never win against the home team, because Colorado is very high altitude, and they don't adjust to the, like, if you're new to Colorado and you're fighting, you're competing against people who are used to high altitude, you will never win against them, because their lungs breathe better in that thin air, in that high altitude, right? Their lungs breathe better. So you want to train your lungs, because why are you training your lungs? So that they can breathe better, right? So the way to train it. And then, you know, doing things like when you're cooking, open the windows, open the doors, like some of that, just small things, you know, when you're cooking. A lot of people say, oh, I don't smoke, how did I get lung cancer? Well, when you're cooking and you don't open in your windows, anything can go in. On Mount Kilimanjaro, yeah, the highest point in Africa. Go there, train there. But these things are real. Like, people actually do get altitude sickness from climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Oh wow, the sun is so hot. Like, it's not so hot and it's so bright. Yeah, it's so bright. I have all the lines from my windows off. I live in California. It's morning here. The sunrise done with my morning workouts. Hang out with you guys a little bit before the day. And I go reading. I have a training class for mental health. If you want to dive deep and understand the issues of mental health, you know, take my class, right? I always say for young people, especially if you're starting out life, you want to start out life with some level of wisdom, with some level of, you know where you're going, you know exactly what to do, you know exactly what not to do to bless your path. A little wisdom goes a long, long, long way. Anthony, morning. Love you too. Max, Ways, morning from Brazil. We have people from London, from Brazil, from Africa. Like this channel, we got everybody here. If you love people, if you love everybody from all walks and backgrounds of life, this is the channel to come. We love people here, okay? We believe the human race is one, right? We believe, you know, we believe love is all that there is, okay? All these politicians, they want you to divide, they want to divide you. They want you to forget that you're a human before you became any other thing, any nationality before you're human first, right? Do not fall into those traps, because these are psychological traps. Yes, Visha, right? It's called divide and conquer. If they can divide us, okay, and pin us against each other, then they can manipulate us. Right? I'm not a school teacher. I'm a teacher though, right? And that's kind of like, that's why they make life, they bring on these survival games for us. Because if we just think about survival, fighting each other, we will not think about being creative, taking care of our lives. You know, they want to keep us in survival mode. And that is poor mental health, where we are fighting each other. You know, that's survival mode, where you keep fighting, and there is no end to it. Because the moment they feel like you guys are resting, or you're beginning to like each other, or their game is getting exposed, oh, they bring in more chaos and more division. Okay, that's what they do. They bring in more chaos, more division, more fights, you know, out of nowhere, right? And you can see like a classic standard with America. We were having a good life, a good deal going on with our lives, right? But now people have to go fight Iran out of the blue, right? Out of nowhere, for no good reason. Now everybody is in survival. Oil is expensive. You cannot afford gas. Prices are going on. Now everybody is in survival. People are starting to hate each other, fight each other. That's what they want, because that's how they win. The elites know, like, they can divide and conquer and keep you in survival mode. But when you decide, I'm not going to be in survival mode, I'm going to have love in my heart for humanity. I am not going to be in survival mode. I am going to advocate for peace, right? Good afternoon to you, David. Right? If you're going to advocate for peace, for love, then they don't have a strategy. And that's why they can't have that. Right? That's why I say, if you want to cultivate good mental health, love everybody. Love is the highest emotion. Love is spiritual, right? Love everybody. I'm not saying go out there, trust people, start doing everything with anybody. As a human being, you have to be careful about your environment, who you interact with, what you do, stuff that you do, just normal things in your life, right? But to go on hating people, that's going to mess up your mind. It's going to really mess you up. Don't have time for that nonsense. Don't let people manipulate you in that way, right? You do better. You're better off with loving than hating. Your mental health is better off loving than hating. You don't believe me? Believe neuroscience, right? Believe neuroscience. When you hate people, what happens to your body chemistry? If you're hating people, you produce more cortisol. What is cortisol? Cortisol is a stress hormone. What happens when you have stress hormones? You want to keep fighting. What happens when you're chronically fighting people? You get a high heart rate, heartbeat, right? Your blood pressure goes high. You could have stroke. You're not able to sleep. You're not able to digest food. Over time, you're going to wear yourself out, right? Over time, you wear your nervous system out. Why? Because you fell into the traps of the devil, of the politician telling you to hate other people. You know, studies have shown when you wish other people well-being, right? When you wish other people well, you also feel well. You also heal your body. Just healing other people, healing your nervous system, loving other people, loving your other system. So you gotta know who is really for you and who is really your enemy. You gotta really know who is helping you get better and who is making you not feel good, right? All these people telling you, oh, these people are the problem, these other group are the problem, they just want you to keep fighting. They just want to unsettle your nervous system. They want you to go in war for them. As a young person, if you don't see the wisdom in this, you're going to waste a lot of time. You're going to waste a lot of time on the wrong stuff with low-level energy people that are going to get you nowhere, right? Because up at the top, people know that you're being played, okay? At the very top, you know, the people who know what's going on, the people who know the game, they know they're playing the lowest of the lowest people against each other, okay? They know they're doing this game. But if you fall into this game and not see it, that's when they get you, right? When you're not able to take off all the indoctrination and the programming you've had in the past, and you're not able to see it, you know, you will perpetuate these systems, you know, that are really not taking humanity anywhere. If you think about us as humanity, we are not going anywhere, okay? We don't have a goal, okay? We are busy fighting each other instead of having a goal that make the planet better, okay? We are busy fighting each other, and we are all on this one rock, floating in space, right? We're just on this one stupid rock, floating in space, and then we have a little bit of time here, and then we are gone. A little bit of time, and then we are gone. A little bit of time, and then we are gone. So you're going to float around hating people. Look at the big picture, right? See the big picture. You're gonna float around this rock, hating other people. Is this how you wanna waste your life, right? Because some politician told you about some stupid color of your skin or some stupid religion and belief that you have. Jerry, what's making you feel better? I love that. Fatma, you hate me. You hate me. Okay? It's all good. Okay? I love myself. That's all I need, right? I love me. At the end of the day, okay? I'm proud of myself. At the end of the day, I'm proud of myself and how far I've come and the changes that I'm making in life. I know you don't mean it. I know you're joking, my darling. Okay. Just says I'm beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You're my husband's second wife. I am finished. I am finished. It's over for me. It's over for me. It's over for me. Fatima hate me because she my husband's second wife, okay? I am finished. Mashallah. Hey, it's over for me. Finished. I'm finished. Hey, if you want him, come have him. Okay? If you want my husband, come have my husband. I'll even add $1. I'll give him you, and I'll even give you $2 more. At this point, I'll give him and give you $5 more. Hey, I'm finished. That's so funny. Always up for a good laugh. You guys are funny. Always enjoying a wonderful time. So, yeah. Yup. Anyone looking for love and can't find it, let me ask you, do you know your attachment style? If you're looking for love and you haven't found it, have you found your attachment style? You know, I find that a lot of times when I talk to people that I'm coaching, they're either struggling with one or two things, right? Either it's career or relationships. Career and relationships. And what I find interesting is they're not doing anything about it. They're not doing anything to understand mental health. Mental health is what cuts across everybody, right? Your mental health is what cuts across, your mental health cuts across every aspect of your life, your career, your relationships, your physical health, your well-being. It's just mental health, right? And I find that a lot of people, they don't know the steps to take. First, you have to understand mental health, like all the aspects and the nuances in mental health, right? Then you gotta make a plan, and then you got to implement, right? You move toop. And that's what I do with my coaching, right? my coaching is hands-on, right? You see me working out, you see me eating well, you see me implementing the things that I talk about. I'm not just talking about them, because you can talk about mental health all you want. You can understand all the nuances about mental health all you want, right? But if you're not taking action, there's no action from you, then you're still where you were yesterday and the day before. And that is something like a lot of people don't understand. Like, hey, you can understand that exercise is good for your body. And I can talk about it all day, right? But it's my job to wake up at 5:30, whatever time you wake up, and start running, you start exercising, you start moving your body, because you understand movement is joy. It's one thing to understand. It's another thing to come with a plan, like I'm going to do this at this time, and then to do it, boom, okay? Then to do it, boom, boom, boom. And cook from Germany, nice to see you, Scovy. I'm taking hot chocolate. Bassam says law. What are we talking about here? Right? One thing, you know, to wish like, hey, one thing to know, like, hey, if I read every day, if I make a promise to myself that I'm gonna read every day. Let's say you're a nurse, or you're a doctor, or you're a lawyer, or you're a cook, and you decide for my for my you're going to say, I'm going to read every day, right? I'm going to make a promise to read every day. And then you just make, I'm not going to, if you write a message that needs reviewing, I'm not gonna review it, because some of those offensive messages, I'm not gonna review it. I'm not gonna expose myself to your offensive nature. I'm not gonna open my energy to that. So if your message is on review, I'm not gonna review it. I'm not gonna put my energy and my time into your message, because I've looked at a few, and yesterday I didn't look at these messages at all. And so today I decided, oh well, let me look at a few, but they're still the same way, so I'm not gonna read them. So you gotta think about your time as very precious, right? When you're using your time, are you wasting your time, or are you using it for something? For example, when you wake up, the first 3 hours you go for a walk, or you read a book. You've already utilized your time so efficiently. You've learned something, and you've exercised your body, and you've probably eaten something healthy. All of a sudden, like these 2 hours of your morning, right? They are way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game, right? When I wake up in the morning, I work out, and then I run, right? I do my weights, and then I am on live, because I am building this mental health community. Even if some of you here are just like not taking this seriously when we are talking about mental health, you probably won't find a lot of people on live every morning inspiring you about your mental health, right? Because a lot of people don't think your mental health is important. But I know 100% that your mental health is your game changer. Your mental health is the differentiator, okay, between whether you're going to be successful or whether you're going to be mediocre, right? It's going to be your mental health, okay? There's a reason they say that emotional intelligence is the #1 differentiator why some people are successful in life and why some people are not successful in life, right? It is emotional intelligence. If you pick people from the same background, same money, same culture, same everything, right? Class, whatever, the people who succeed over the people who don't is just emotional intelligence. Okay? It is emotional intelligence. Now, a lot of people don't understand emotional intelligence because they don't understand mental health. That's why I offer coaching to help educate you about mental health, okay? If you want to understand emotional intelligence, you have to understand your nervous system, okay? When you feel fear, or when you feel anxiety, when you feel all these negative low-level emotions like jealousy, hate, insecure, just like very insecure person, you're jealous of other people, you hate people, like stuff like that. When everybody feels that, right, we have a nervous system, it acts the same way. Like this nervous system behaves the same way. It's going to produce stress chemicals, okay? Stress chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline, they'll make you to be somebody who wants to fight, or somebody who is not able to take connect with people, and that's going to impact your success, right? It's going to impact your success. Let's go, Scott. Faith is the foundation. You will never be successful without faith. Um, so I'm Hulk, right? I know. I'm like, I look strong. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, so when you understand those chemicals are affecting your life every day, and why we talk about running or exercising to get rid of those stress chemicals, to bring you back to balance, so that you're able to feel more confident in yourself, you're able to feel calm in yourself, and you're able to go out there and people will sense that sense of confidence and calmness within you, because that is what attracts people to you, right? That sense of calmness. We are drawn to strength, right? We are drawn to strength. And we know calm people are strong. We know people who are calm are strong. So when we don't train our nervous system, when we do not train our nervous system, we go out and bring all these insecurities into the world, right? And we wonder, like, why am I not able to attract this? Why am I not able to attract this? Why am I not able to attract this? No, it's because the nervous system already out of sync, already out of whatever, right? And that's why we are not getting anywhere, right? So you want to think greatly about, how you're living your life and how it's going to impact you and the people around you. I would like you to take post-traumatic bliss class. Is there anybody who wants to take a post-traumatic bliss class? Because this is not just any other class, okay? This is going to give you a good understanding about what mental health is, right? Oh, you like my nails, darling? Thank you. This is to remind me of the spring, that we are in the spring, right? And I think my blisters are still getting from the weights. My blisters, I don't know if you can see them, but I got blisters. But these are good blisters. They come from hard work. No, I'm Kenyan, darling. I'm Kenyan, my darlings. Don't confuse me. I'm Kenyan, okay? I'm not Ethiopian. I am not Somali. And I'm Kenyan, okay? Let me own that part of my life, because I love my parents. I love that I look like them. I love everything about my life, most of it. So, yes. Ghost Pasha, why do you want to marry a Kenyan woman? Why? Why do you want to marry a Kenyan woman? We are not easy women to deal with, okay? You better know, you better pray about what you're asking for, okay? Kenyan women are good, but don't think because you're going to have an easy time because you married a Kenyan woman. Ooh, you be prepared, okay? Prepare yourself mentally. But let me tell you, take my class, okay? Take my class to prepare yourself mentally to marry a Kenyan woman, okay? Okay? To prepare yourself. African women are very sharp, okay? You want to prepare yourself mentally before you can get a Kenyan woman, okay? I'm telling you. Okay? Believe me, I'm trying to spare you. Okay. Mario, a thief has 40 days, okay? A thief is a cursed thing. The Bible curses a thief. Remember the big 10 commandments that tell you thou shalt not steal? Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. It's not like, wait a minute, think about it, okay? In Kenya, if you steal food, they make you wash the dishes. If you go to a restaurant and you eat and then you're like, oh, I don't have money to pay, they tell you, okay, now go to the kitchen and clean everything. Mario, that's where you would be. Tom says, you watched me train yesterday? Yeah, I trained this morning as well. Everybody, you know, Scovy, a lot of people want to marry me on this channel. I'm going to tell you, in my life, like, normally, like, I've probably received, like, physically, right? Like, face to face, right? I have received, like, 1, 2, 3. I've received, like, 5 marriage proposals, right? And I said no. And this is why I say no to marriage proposals, okay? People will say they want to marry you, but they don't even know you, right? They don't know where you're from. Like one of my friends, right, still thinks I'm Nigerian. Okay, I'm Kenyan, right? I'm Nigerian. Like, you want to marry me, but you don't even have time to think about where I come from, who I am as a person. Like, that is why for me, I would never marry people like that, right? If you really wanted to get to know me and marry me, then you would have to get to know me and marry me, right? Like, you're not doing me a favor asking me to marry you, right? And I've seen like these people, they meet me 2-3 days and then they're like, I want to marry you. And I'm like, I don't want to marry you because who proposes after 3 days? I mean, even if I was that awesome of a person, you kind of have to get to know me, right? Mario, you see, Mario wants to go steal meat, and then he doesn't want to clean anything. He just wants to walk away. Like, this is the kind of mindset I want you not to have, okay? This is the kind of loser mindset that that this cannot make you great at all, right? And I'm glad Mario is talking about this, and you know that the fact that he has no shame in it is even worrying to me, right? The fact that, hey, he can go steal chicken from the supermarket, eat it, and not come back, not pay. It just shows like you are not raised with good character, okay? I would say Mario, for your sake, okay, buy this book by David Brooks called Road to Character, okay? It's good sometimes to be very honest with yourself, like, hey, I have bad character, right? I don't have good character, I don't have good morals. And sometimes you just need to read from somebody who will tell you, like, hey, it's good to have character, it's good to have good morals. You know, yeah, read this book, Mario. I'm glad you came to this channel because, you know, we are here to help you. Me, I'm already baptized, okay? They don't want to marry. They just want to be with you for some time because you are beautiful. Yeah, well, they actually proposed marriage, right? But I said no. Yeah, they proposed marriage. They say, I like you, you're a good woman, I'd like to have kids with you, I'd like to buy you a house in Nigeria, but I'm not from Nigeria. It was like a real proposal, right? But hey, I know myself, I know who I am, okay? I know a man wanting to marry me, that does not mean anything to me, right? It doesn't mean anything to me. Somebody asking, oh, you want to have kids with me, you want to marry me, like, for me that does not mean anything to me, because I'm looking at your character, I'm looking at how you spend your money, I'm looking at, you know, your political views, I'm looking at all those, you know, before somebody comes and decides, hey, you want to be with a black woman like me, right? I want to be sure that you're going to be somebody that I can trust, right? I always say, like, I cannot date MAGA, you know, because you hate black people. They hate black people, so I'm not gonna date somebody who is MAGA, okay? Because I'm black and I love black people. So we will have a lot of conflict in that marriage, and it was going to break down. And I wouldn't want somebody to have kids with somebody who hates black people, because my kids will definitely be black and I want them to be black. You know, they got no choice, right? And like, so, like, those kinds of things to me, like, they're important in my life, in the way that I think about life, the kind of life that I want to create around my future, right? I don't like to be around people who don't like black people. I love black people. You know, I am okay, like, if we don't meet in this life, right, at all, 100%. Because this is the kind of life that I want to create for myself, and the environment that I want to create for myself. I want it to be loving, I want to be nurturing, and I have put boundaries in place to protect my mental health, right? I want you to do the same thing, okay? And I want you to be clear about the things that you want, and I want you to be bold, okay, about the things that you want, and not have any apologies to anybody who doesn't understand that these things are important to you, okay? Especially for black people and black women, right? I want you to be very, very, very determined, right? And very clear in your life. With all this negativity, with all this racism, with all that, I want you to be the one drawing the line. I am the one drawing the boundary, right? Like, you don't like black people, I am drawing the boundary that I also don't like you, and you will not be around me, my children, my life, right? I am protecting myself from negativity. I am creating a spiritual, fulfilling life, right? I'm not here to fight people. I'm not here to explain myself to people. Like, we can live this life for eternity without getting to know one another. You can go live your life and I can stay in my own universe. It's a big world, right? I can build my own paradise without you in it, right? Like, I want you to first be like, that's your first line, right, of boundaries, right? And so when people come into your life, they're either coming to build it, but they're not coming to break it, right? They have just one choice, right? They're either coming to build but they have no choice to come and break it. That's why, like here in my comments, if you put something negative, most likely it's not going to come out, and I'm not going to review it because I don't care. Like, I don't care what your opinion is. If it's negative, you can live with it, right? And I don't want that negative world coming into colliding with my beautiful world, right? You can live like with that negativity. Like, you gotta be clear about your mental health and the direction that you want it to go. If you're not clear with it, right? All these people who lack character, all these people who lack direction, all these people who live in low level frequency emotions of hate, jealousy, greed, materialism, right? All these people, right? They will come mess up your life, right? But you gotta be the warrior that puts up boundaries and stops them. Because at the end of the day, the very core of these kind of people, they are cowards, okay? These people are cowards. And there is nothing like somebody who has insecurities will never be greater than you when you're standing in your power. They will remain small and you're going to keep elevating. And this is kind of like why I like people like Michelle Obama, because they tell you, always take the high road, okay? Always take the high road, okay? Because the high road is the high road. So when I am asking you to, Scovie, thank you, you know, So when I am asking you to be determined about your mental health care, you know, to be very, very, what's the term that I wanna use? Intentional, right? I like this word, intentional. When I'm asking you to be very, very intentional about your mental health care, your emotional life, right? I'm asking you because I know there are people who want to drag you down, okay? I know there are people who want to drag you down to a low level, emotional level of frequency. These are people who are jealous of you. These are people who hate you. These, especially jealousy, right? There are people who just don't want you succeeding, okay? They hate to see you succeed. Once they feel like you're struggling, okay, they are your friend, right? But once you start working out, your body gets strong, your mindset gets strong, now they hate you because they're jealous of you, okay? I want you to be very, very intentional that you're going to make these people sweat, okay? That they're going to see you succeed, okay? And they will feel bad, but you are never going to be their friend. You two are never going to be like this, okay? If you have to see other people feel jealous of you, then get the fuel from that, okay? Get the fuel from that. And, okay, get the fuel from that and be great. And be great. And work out, eat well, read, right? Go to school, improve yourself, you know, work. Even if you're working an 8 to 5 job, right? Make sure that you're reading, you're working out, you're eating well, you know, you're always educating yourself, okay? Purpose that for the rest of your life, you're going to grow, that there's no way, there is no arriving for you. I tell people, like, do not arrive, okay? There is no arriving for you. Whether you're a billionaire, you still need to work out, you still need to eat well, you still need to meditate, you still need to protect your emotional health, right? There is no arriving. There is no arriving. South says vibe is always amazing, right? There is no arriving for us. And once you realize, oh, there is no one time I'll come into my life and be like, oh, my health is so good, I don't need to exercise. I've been eating so well I can now eat junk food, right? There is no complacency, there is no arriving like that, right? This is the path, and you stay the course. You're going to stay the course, okay? There is no arriving. I'm making winners in this channel. Mario Super is saying you're eating very well and you're healthy. Work for that food, okay? Work for that food. No more going to stores and stealing food. Okay? Get character. Get character, okay? Let me see some of the things that sometimes I underline. You know, become a respectable person, Mario, okay? Respectability is a good thing in life. To be respected by other people, okay? Work for your food. Do not steal from the supermarket. Thou shalt not steal. You know, because we live in a society where we have our own moral codes, right? And you know, when you're doing something good, people will tell you like, hey, I like that, I enjoyed that, you did so good, I enjoyed it, or whatever. And I feel like that's usually good. I live in California at the moment until God takes me wherever He wants to take me. Yeah, if you're looking for a good book, and I mean, David Brooks, you can even listen to him on YouTube. He's a very good writer. I've always enjoyed his books, right? Yeah, so very good book that will explain to you why character development is so important. This is one of, if you see the books that I always single out, these are some of the best books to read, like in the world, right? Like some of the best books that, if you're into personal development, if you're into improving yourself, there are some books that can really be life-changing, okay? This is a very good book. There's also another book about humility. I gave that book away to somebody because he was an atheist and he did not believe in God. And I understand people who don't believe in God, right? Because I used to doubt the existence of God. I was agnostic, and then I became an atheist, and then I became a Christian, right? So I was born a Christian, then I was like, this does not sound like it's real, okay? I'm like, and I like that my mind has been curious, because I was like somebody walking on water doesn't sound like real to me. Virgin birth doesn't make sense to me, because, you know, sometimes you gotta be honest and be like, why virgin birth does not make sense to me. Walking on water does not make sense to me. Until, you know, somebody dying and coming back alive does not make sense to me, right? Until you understand the spiritual meaning of these things. Sometimes in life, you die to your old self, right? Sometimes you die from your old self, and another version of you comes back alive. a better version of you that's more disciplined, that's more focused, that's more intentional, right? Sometimes, there is that spiritual aspect of it. And the Bible is very deep book with deep wisdom. So sometimes the things that we even think are literal are not literal, right? When Peter is sinking, right? And he looks up to Jesus and then he stops sinking, is because sometimes in our life we are sinking, like our mental health is sinking, our happiness is sinking, we don't know, like we are confused, it's like we're in these days of life, right? We're not feeling it, right? And then sometimes you go and listen to the wisdom that comes from the Bible, a spiritual book or whatever. Oh, and then you practice that wisdom, and then all of a sudden you can reset your nervous system. For example, you can go and do like a 3-day fast with prayer, and then guess what? You reset your body and your nervous system, and you're good, like you feel revived again. There is wisdom in those scriptures, right? Some of which science is now starting to understand, like, oh, fasting is so important. Fasting is so important. But hey, if you're the kind of person who gets led by the word of God without having to wait for science to prove whether it's right or wrong, you will do much better, right? Like you're not waiting for science to prove it, because science is always kind of behind. Science is always going to study phenomenon, the behavior of religious people versus atheists, how they eat, the behavior of people who fast versus people who don't fast, the behavior of people who pray versus people who don't pray. Science is just there to study this phenomenon. But the Bible is there to tell you this is the path. Pray, exercise, eat, work, become an inspiration to people, all these things, right? Start a business as a woman. The Bible tells you in the book of Proverbs, a good woman has her own business. And it's good to understand, like, it doesn't say things like she must have a job. It says she has a business, right? And it's good to understand those things. Like, the Bible is telling the woman to be independent, right? And if you get mixed up with all these people who don't tell you, like, it's good for a woman to have a business, to be independent, to do all this, people will want to subjugate women or to give them rights to work and to do those things. Like, those things are ungodly, right? And it's good for you to read these books and like, God is always for you. God is always fighting for you. God wants you to be independent. God wants you to have a business. God wants you to, to do well in life, right? But if you don't read the Bible for yourself, people are going to confuse you. People are going to preach the Bible to the version of the Bible that's going to suit them, okay? That's going to help them, right? That's why I say make an effort of reading every day. Love from the Netherlands. Scovey. Mario says you're apostate. Okay. Like, yup. Always write a good message. If a message comes with a triangle and an exclamation mark, I'm not going to read it, because I protect myself from energy that's negative, because I understand my mental health. I am not going to read something that is not recommended by AI. So AI is my secretary. Right. There is a joy. There is there is a protection for your mental health. And trust me, as someone who has studied mental health, somebody who has studied like different ways of life from different cultures, because I'm very open to different cultures and how they practice things, there is a protection for your mental health that comes when you're guided by the word of God. Okay, the Bible is always like, the word of God is usually trying to tell you how to stay in good mental health. If you think about it, the message is for you to be in good mental health. When it tells you to love your neighbor as you love yourself, the Bible understands that hate is not good for a human body, for a human soul, for a thriving human life. It understands that, right? When it tells you to be a giving person, because it understands the generosity and the abundance that comes with giving, you feel, and I'm not saying go deplete your resources giving other people, but when you're that person who is not so tied to material things, you're able to appreciate life more, you're able to be grateful for the things you have, and you're able to feel more abundant. And that abundance attracts much more abundance into your life, right? You hear people who say, like, when they are giving, their well is not running dry, you know, because that state of abundance makes them feel like they're whole, like they have more. They're not out there in survival mode, right? And when you unlock that and you're not in survival mode, you're able to attract more wealth, you're able to attract more abundance, just because you unlocked that mindset and you're not in survival mode, you're in gratitude, you're in abundance. That is helping. Now, I'm not saying that you go look for losers, okay? And you start giving to people who just don't wanna better themselves, okay? I'm not going to tell you, oh, go get married to somebody who is a total drunk and then try to help them get their life together, okay? I'm not saying that, right? The Bible says, you know, there are people in life who really need your help. There are orphans who need your help. There are widows who need your help. There are people sick in bed in hospitals who need somebody to visit them. You know, those things, right? They can put you in a state of abundance. The Bible doesn't lie to you, right? It can put you in a state of abundance, because when you go, you visit somebody sick in hospital, you know, what are you going to be? You're going to be grateful for your health. You're going to be grateful for the time that you have here. Maybe they don't have a lot of time. And then for you, you know, those things will become very clear, like, hey, I'm going to take this path. What happens when you go, you help orphans in an orphanage, right? They'll be praying for you, right? They'll be praying for you. They'll be praying blessings over your life, right? And you know the mouth has the power of life and death. They'll be speaking life into your life, right? Health, right? And you're going to feel good about yourself, and you're going to feel abundant, you know, that you helped a child. There's nothing better than helping children, because you're like, your world opens up, right? All these things can happen to you, right? And can help you become more abundant, right? You're not here to talk about doomsday, okay? Because we are not going to be experiencing doomsday, right? Unless you're living in sin, Mario, then you worry about doomsday. Okay, we don't have time to worry about negative things like doomsday. Doomsday will happen for people who walk that path, right? If you keep stealing, doomsday is going to happen to you somewhere down the road, right? You're going to meet your punishment, and that will be doomsday for you, right? Because the wages of sin, you know what the wages are. The wages of sin, you will get the wages. The wages, they never stop. Right? There's always a reward for your sin, right? There's always a reward. The Bible doesn't say punishment, right? It says wages. Wages are like money, right? There is consequences, right? The Bible doesn't say consequences. There's a reward for your sin, right? If you're very promiscuous, there's a reward coming for you. Maybe it was an STD, maybe something worse, maybe, maybe somebody shooting you. Like, there's always something coming, right? Yeah. Damien, nice to see you. William Sagan, hello, where you from? So we always looking for opportunities. If you need my class, take my class, Post-Traumatic Bliss. Email me at monica@posttraumaticbliss.com. monica@posttraumaticbliss.com. My channel is Post-Traumatic Bliss. So just add my name, MONICA, at posttraumaticbliss.com. Let me see if I can write it there. Let me write it for you guys. Right? Email me. That's my address. Email me. This is Post-Traumatic Bliss. We talk about mental health here on this channel. But on my class is an education. You get an education and then you do your workshops. You're going to do education and workshop. That way you get a plan. After you complete the videos and you do your workshop, then you start implementing. And I'm telling you, that is going to put you on a different path, okay? Sometimes you need a different path. This is the path less taken, and you want to have this path. You want to take this path because it works on your mindset. It works on your understanding such that, the kind of class that I give you is, nobody's going to tell you you can't do this because you're black, you can't do this because you're white, you can't do this because you're 60, you can't do this because you're 15. Nobody's going to tell you that after you understand this class, okay? Nobody is going to tell you like, hey, you cannot do anything. You're going to have the winning strategy for your career, for your life, for your health. Okay, it's all going to be out there for you. Now, the only thing that you gotta do now is work the plan. Okay, it will be to work the plan. That's all you gotta do. Email me, let me know you want to take the class, right? Then we can I want you to have the proper mindset going through life for the rest of your life. Because if you listen to everybody who is who on this planet, any motivational speaker, anybody who has done anything, whatever, they tell you the mindset is the thing. They tell you, they don't even lie to you. They tell you the mindset is what needs to change for you to be successful. Now, I'm going to help you unlock that winning mindset. That's all you gotta do, right? Unlock that winning mindset so that you understand, oh, this is our, I want you to get that aha moment where you're like, oh, I used to think this way. And I thought like this way would help, but now I see that way would not help at all. Ricoco's Nice to see you. Where you from? You have a unique name. Mani Barger. Moni Barger. Hello. Yeah, make sure you're liking, you're subscribing, and you're implementing these things we are saying. It's one thing for me to tell you, hey, it's good to eat healthy. It's good to run and work out. It's good to read every day. It's one thing for me to tell you that, but it's another thing for you to take this and realize this is actually going to change my life completely, right? Because you're thinking short term right now. When you're not doing this, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking short term, like, hey, I'm going to do this to lose my weight, and then after that I'll be fine. I'll be done and I'll be great. I just need to lose a few pounds, right? And you're probably here because you need a motivation for just one day, one time, where you get this little boost in your ego, and you go work out or eat healthy for today. Eating for today will not transform your life. Eating healthy for the rest of your life, that's where you win the game, right? That's where you win the game for the rest of your life, right? A lot of us, we are thinking short term when we should be thinking long term. You have to have the end in mind, right? What's the end in mind? You're 100 and you're still moving, you're still enjoying your life, you're going and enjoying things around the world, you're sharing time with your great grandchildren, you're enjoying a meal, you can fly out to a different country, and you're 100. Okay, that's the end in mind. Okay, that's the end of mind. The end in mind looks like when you die, what are you gonna do after you die? Are you going to hell or are you going to heaven? Because you had a beautiful life, you loved people, you cared for people, people are at your grave and they're wondering what a generous, kind person to have left the world. What a light you are at the end of the world. What kind of inspiring person this person was to be in the world, the things they stood up for, the things they advocated, what a light this person was, right? You want to have the end in mind. This is your life. You're not going to come back and live your life, okay? Tomorrow is gone. If you wasted your time yesterday, it is done. Over. We're not going back to tomorrow to retrieve tomorrow, so for you to live a better life, right? And these things for me, they hit me like when I think about them. Have a nice day. How have you been? Greetings from Mick Bax, the trainer here in Mexico. Oh, Miguel is back. Admiring you, my respect, my admiration. How have you been? I've always been good, Miguel. Lovely to see you. I always like when you come in here and you announce your presence. Love it. Always big hug to you. Back to you, Miguel. Big hug, right? So here we are thinking about long term, okay? We want to switch from that survival mode that thinks about just doing something right here, right now, to just survive, right? Into thinking long term, into thinking forever, into thinking like the big picture. How's your big picture about your health? How's the big picture about your business? How's the big picture about... I want to unlock for you that mindset. That's why I have the class for post-traumatic bliss. If you think this is something valuable for you, take my class, email me, let's connect, okay? So that you can set yourself on the right track. Become dangerous. Become very dangerous. I have created very dangerous young men and women. So I know this can happen to you. The truth is you're just soul that is very quiet and no one talk to I'm not getting what you're saying. Mlungisi. So life be like that. Life is like that, right? I hope I inspired you this morning. I hope I inspired you this morning. We're going to do the blessing. May you be happy, darling, and live with a joyful heart. May you be strong and healthy and live with a body that gives you energy. And may you be safe and protected from all sorts of inner and outer harm. And may you live with the ease that comes with well-being. Right? I have no kids, no husband. I'm a single woman. Hallelujah. A neutral. Hallelujah. God has blessed me with a beautiful life. And you know, a good calling to help people with mental health. Take steps, okay? Whatever you do, okay, when you're going to heal your mental health, healing your nervous system, okay, don't get stuck. And I see this all the time with people who are going through mental health and self-help journeys, right? They get stuck. They get stuck because they fantasize. They fantasize about this person that they want to be. It's a fantasy, you know, this endless self-improving. Just get to know the things that work and do those things that work, okay? You're not going to become a perfect human being. Human beings are not perfect. Don't get into that perfection trap. There is no becoming perfect. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. All you gotta do is keep learning and keep taking action, okay? There is no other thing to do. Learn and take action. There is nothing wrong with you, okay? Because all this sometimes self-help goes like, oh, like, no, you're a human being, you're going to make mistakes. This life, you've never had it again. This is your first time experiencing life, going through these phases of life, right? So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to be human. But the thing is, you learn and you keep growing and you keep growing and you keep growing, you keep learning and you keep doing things, improving. All of a sudden, it's going to open up for you. You just trust the process, okay? You start working out, your body starts becoming stronger, everything starts becoming easier to do because you're getting stronger and stronger. It becomes easier and easier. All of a sudden, your body adjusts to this other level where it's much stronger, right, than where you started. That's the self-help I can give you. Right? No endless self-improving, no endless like perfectionism. There's nothing wrong with you. I want you to understand there's nothing wrong with you. The only time something becomes wrong with you is when you decide, I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna move. I'm just going to stay and not move. I'm not gonna read. I'm not gonna learn anything. I'm not gonna self-improve. I'm not gonna improve my character. Like when you decide you're not going to learn, and you're gonna move, you're gonna take action, then we have a problem. But there's nothing wrong with you. We are all born not knowing stuff, okay? We are all born, you know, like on this planet, and we have to figure it out. If you haven't figured it out, it's not a problem. The problem is not trying to figure it out. That's the problem, okay? That's why I offer my class. Hey, you don't have to figure it out on your own. We can try to do these things together, right? Nobody succeeds by themselves or by themselves alone. Even I had to read books. I had to take other people's advice. I have to listen to people who motivate me. I had to, like, nobody does this thing alone, right? So let's not talk about my age, Marnie Barja, because let's not talk about my age. Because yeah, I gotta kill you if I have to talk about my age, and I want you alive and well. I want you alive and well, my darling. But you can tell from my wisdom. My wisdom is my age, right? You can tell from my wisdom. My wisdom is my age, okay? Let my wisdom date me. Let my wisdom date me. So thank you guys for showing up to this live, connecting with me, your comments. You always mean a lot to me, helping us with this mental health channel, putting this word of mental health to people out there. Because there's a lot of people on the internet trying to make you feel like you're a loser, you're not doing well, you're not there yet, like there's something awfully wrong with you. These are people who are trying to fuel bad mental health in your life. You gotta know this, like they are trying to make you feel that somehow there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. And I want you to understand this, because mental health starts with feeling good about yourself. Okay, without fighting yourself. There is nothing wrong with you. Okay, so now you can go for a run. Okay, now you can go and eat good food. There is nothing wrong with you. Okay. There is nothing wrong with you. These endless people on mental health self-help groups, they always want to make you, gaslight you, right, into feeling bad about yourself. And I'm here to tell you, if you start by feeling bad about yourself, you're going to make it very, very hard for yourself. Okay, you're going to make it very, very difficult for yourself. There is no perfectionism here. You don't gotta be perfect. Okay, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, nobody is perfect. Okay, in this, if you want to achieve happiness, if you want to achieve post-traumatic bliss, okay, you gotta go to the real nature of you, who you are as a person. There is nothing wrong with you. God created you and he thought you are it. You are beautiful, and that's it. So the only thing you're doing now, right, is to make something out of your life, right? You're just deciding, oh, I already have a nice body, let me make it strong, right? There's already abundance of food in the universe, let me choose the right ones to eat, right? Then mental health becomes very easy. It becomes very easy. And then you're like, okay, so I'm going to just do food for the rest of my life. Because once you feel there's something wrong with you, guess what you tend to do? You tend to go out smoking, drinking, because you're trying to regulate your nervous system. You're trying to make it feel right. And there's nothing wrong with your nervous system. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to smoke and put all these poisons into your system. You don't need to go out there, drink. Like, who lied to you? Who lied to you that there was something wrong with you? Somebody must have lied to you, right? And part of waking up is to realize the lie, right? Like this indoctrination that happens, right? There's nothing wrong with you. Now you can go work out, eat well, go enjoy a movie, then go for a walk, then go do some gardening. There's nothing wrong with you. Just enjoy your life. That is good mental health. You're not in competition with anybody. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life, right? And if you need help understanding good mental health, I always say take my class, right? Take my class. Let's first make sure you have the right knowledge. about mental health, what it entails, what's in the environment that's possibly causing you to feel negatively about yourself, or what's in the environment that's causing you to doubt yourself, because you're not in competition with anybody at the end of the day, right? It's you, your life, and it's beautiful. You're one of a kind. Since time began on this planet, there'll never be anybody like you. There has never been anybody like you. Like, you're just unique, right? Like the whole universe, nobody has your DNA. Nobody is like you, right? This is the reality of your life. And if you're not living aligned to that reality, then it's the alignment that's causing you to feel disconnected. There is nothing wrong with you. Smoking is not good, Scovie. Okay, smoking can cause cancer. Whether you're using weed, whether you're using, cigarette, whether you're vaping, it will cause cancer. Okay, don't let them lie to you. The weed is a flower. You can put it, if you want to put it in your veggies and add some lemon, great, right? Dry the thing, put it in your salad, put in some squeeze of lemon, let it do its job naturally in your system without you having to smoke it, right? Smoking is dangerous. Right? Smoking is dangerous. Thank you all for always commenting, being very respectful on the channel, right? Helping people out here who are working on their mental health, improving their mental health, wanting the right guidance to unlock whatever is holding them back, right? Yeah. It may be part of your religion, but it's bad for your health. It can cause cancer. So you have to think about the wages of your behavior. You have to think about the consequences of your behavior. Okay? And where it's gonna lead. If your religion is fostering something that's going to make you unhealthy, it's probably not making you strong. It's breaking you. We have Sajay from Singapore. Nice to see you here. We have people from all over the world. We have Singapore, we have London, we have Brazil. We have people from everywhere. Make sure you subscribe. This community is made of people from all over the world. And we're talking about mental health. We're not just talking about educating ourselves about mental health. We are making a plan and we are taking action. Okay? Awin Lawyer says, I look like I'm going to look good in my old age. I love that for you. Thank you so much. I also love that for you because I know you also are going to look very good in your old age. Because right now, we are not thinking about 2 years from now, 5 years from now. We are thinking about long life, right? I want you to be the 90-year-old person who wins marathons, who goes and gets medals, right? From winning marathons. Because guess what? A lot of people will give up at 20. Some people will drop up will drop out at 30, others will drop out at 40, others will drop out at 50, others will drop out at 60, others will drop out at 70, others will drop out at 80, others will drop out at 100, others will drop out 110, right? We are not the ones dropping out, okay? We're dropping out when we drop dead. That's when we are dropping out of the race of good health, of eating well, of moving, right? I want you to have this long-term mindset, because that's a lot of people who are in survival mode. They only think about responding to their current needs right now. They only think about surviving this moment, right? They never unlock that prefrontal cortex, this third eye, the eye of wisdom, the eye that sees far, the eye that sees long-term goals, the eyes that sees like decades and decades from now, right? A lot of people, they don't have that mindset. And I want it for you, because you came to Post-Traumatic Bliss, you came for my coaching, you came to my channel, and I led you to the right mindset. Okay? And I led you to the right mindset. You know, you see small things, you think like, oh, you start a YouTube channel, right? Nothing happens the first year, nothing happens the second year, nothing will happen the third year, nothing will happen the fourth year, nothing happens the fifth year. I don't care, right? But a lot of people will give up the first year, a lot of people will give up the second year, a lot of people will give up the third year, a lot of people will give up the fourth year, a lot of people will give up the fifth year, right? But not you, because you understand the long-term game, okay? Right? Because I taught you the long-term game, okay? You're the one man standing, okay? 10 years, you're in the game. 20 years, you're in the game. Okay? Do you understand how to win the long-term game? Do you have the stamina to win the long-term game? Or do you think I'm just talking nonsense? I'm giving you the formula, okay? I'm giving you the formula right here, right now. So, in the 10th year of you not giving up, right? All people know is you, okay? Because you've been in the game for 10 years. All people know is you, because other people who did not have the long-term game, right? They gave up a long time ago, okay? But you, okay? You decided, I'm gonna play it long-term. I don't care how slow I move. You should get inspiration from a tortoise, okay? It moves so slowly in life, okay? But it lives for 130 years. The tortoise, okay? It moves so slow. It's so slow, okay? Like nobody wants to be this turtle or the tortoise, because it has this big shell and moves so slowly. Until you hear somebody tell you like, this thing is 100. And you're like, what the hell? It's 100. Yeah, because everybody was moving so fast. They were wasting and burning their energy. It was preserving your energy and doing the long race. It's moving slow and steady, and it's winning the long-term game, okay? Some of you are waiting for results the first year, the second year, the third year, the fifth year. You're looking at me here thinking like, oh my gosh, she only has like 14 viewers here on YouTube. And you're thinking, all these people are burning themselves out, okay? They don't even understand that they want to be here in the long-term game. They don't understand. They don't have the right winning mindset, okay? They don't have the right winning mindset. It's not about how fast you move. You gotta have this winning mindset. Like how long do I see myself doing this? How long, whatever you're doing, how long do you see yourself doing it? Because if it's not something that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life, That's you're chasing a short-term goal. You're chasing something short-term. I already decided I want to inspire people to have the right mindset for the rest of my life. Okay? I already decided I want to have good health for the rest of my life. I already decided I want to eat healthy for the rest of my life. Those things are set for me. Okay, I know what my life is about. I'm living on purpose. I'm eating healthy. I'm working out. I'm reading books. What are you doing? Have you decided what kind of a life that you want? Okay, if you need post-traumatic bliss mental health coaching, and if you think like, hey, there's something here about my nervous system, about how I need to live my life, that I really need to unlock this potential. A lot of people on this internet are gaslighting you. Okay, they're making you think that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You just have to unlock the mindset that wins in life, right? That's all you gotta do. Also, you gotta do, my darlings. Cam. So, thanks all for joining. I'm going to end my live stream because now I gotta go do the next thing of the day. I need to go read and write, and I'll see you maybe. I'm not sure if I'll go live again today, but whenever I usually like to do at least one live session, and then after that, if I have time in the day, then I can go live again. But I love you guys. Thanks for supporting this channel. Thanks for joining. Thanks for making a community here. Feel it as your home, as a place where you can find inspiration, as a place where you can heal, as a place where you can meet other people. It's all over, people from all over the world. Always come to this channel being willing to love other people, being willing to be kind to other people. Always be careful on this internet, okay? You don't know who is on the internet, okay? There's a lot of people who are looking to be sexual predators to other people. I want you to be very careful on the internet, okay? People asking you for your number, for your email, be very, very careful. We want to practice good mental health. We want to protect ourselves and our families. And I want you to be safe because I want you to live long, okay? All right. Thanks again. May you be happy, live with a joyful heart. May you be strong, live with a healthy body that gives you energy. And may you be safe and protected from all sorts of inner and outer harm. And may you live with the ease that comes with well-being. I love you. God loves you. And you're one of a kind. And since time began, and since the end of this universe, the beginning, there'll be never be anybody like you. Your DNA is unique. You're unique. And your life and purpose is unique. I love you. God bless you.